If you want respect, you gotta earn it. You damn right.
First and foremost, I want to thank you all for being here. You could be anywhere in the city tonight. You are here with us at Hard to Earn. I go by the name of Torae
Bonsu Thompson.
This is the Hard to Earn podcast. Your favorite podcast.
KP the Great.
Yes, sir. Make some noise for KP. So if you're not familiar with Hard to Earn, Bonsu and I review albums, classic albums on monumental anniversaries, new albums as well. Bonsu is a writer, a producer, former editor-in-chief, Source Magazine, XXL, the list goes on and on. I like that.
Also have a movie coming out tomorrow. Check your 30.
I mean, stunt on them.
No stunt. It's Black history. It's not stunt. It's
Black history.
It's just factual.
Torae is a songwriter, recording artist, Sirius XM host, Rock the Bells Radio, Hip Hop Nation. I dropped the album last Friday, so you know.
Talk to him.
We say all that to say that we are very qualified to have these conversations. And when we do lives, the X factor, of course, is the audience. You know, doing Outkast in Atlanta with AT Aliens.
Let's give it up to two Brooklyn boys who are celebrating the 25th anniversary of one of the greatest, not just Southern albums, one of the greatest albums, period. In the same vicinity, the same building that they created it. Like, that's incredible.
Right. I'm ready to do it.
Ready to do it?
Y'all ready to get to it? Do y'all love this album? Okay.
Wait, how much do we love AQUEMINI? Seriously. Okay. All right.
So, the year is 1998.
Absolutely.
Outkast is gearing up to release their third project. The noise has been made. The moves have been made. Obviously, it starts here in Atlanta, but it goes nationwide. Yeah. It's moving, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of talk about Outkast and what this third record is going to be. And I think, you know, your first album, you put it out, it's out there, people get it, they gravitate towards it, whatever. And you don't have any expectation on number one. You follow that up with your sophomore joint. Now there's expectation, and when you meet said expectation, the pressure is really on now. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to stick to a formula? Are you gonna try to take it elsewhere? And Outkast is tasked with this third album. Where are we going with it?
Well, Big Boy and Dre, I don't even know if they know how to spell the word formula.
Right.
Like, I mean, these dudes really, I mean, I'm gonna use this word probably too much tonight, but like courageous, right? You think about 1998, right? Like 1998, West Coast is not really killing it, right? The South is on the rise, right? Mainly because of Outkast. But New York is still it.
It's still...
We're DMX, we're Jay-Z, right? It's Noriega's Big Pun. So, but these two dudes, right? These two young dudes from Atlanta are still one of the best on the mic, right? And they could have just went the linear route and try to fit in. But this album, I mean, they were like, yo, we did platinum our first album, something playalistic, right? We did platinum and a half our second album with AT Aliens, right? And now they're like, you know what? We're gonna double down on our quote unquote, weirdness.
We're gonna take it even further.
They're gonna go even more alien, right?
But I want to get to the album, man. Let's get into it.
First record,
Return of the G. Talk to me, B.
Oh man, I mean, this is we know how much we love the first song of the album, right? That sets the pace, right? This is one of my favorite rap songs ever.
Come on, talk about it.
I mean, so we were talking about. I love how you set you set this table with where they are in their career, right? Third album. They're no longer the new guys. They are actual rap stars right now, right? But in becoming a rap star, you got to deal with the good and the bad. So now they're dealing with the criticism, right? Dre's dressing weird now, right? Dre's growing out dreads. He's dating Erica. He's wearing crochet pants. Is he gay? Is he on drugs? You know what I'm saying? Is he in a cult? And they also...
Where did he get the shoulder pads from? Like, we need the answers to these questions, right?
Yeah. No, I was like, do you know where the shoulder pads? You were there.
You was looking at KP like he gave him the shoulder pads.
Yeah, I went to Tri-Cities and went to the locker room and stole some.
No, but yes, to your point, there's a lot of conversation about everything about them because there's criticism. Right. Because with success comes criticism, and especially New York, very harsh, very much braggadocious, very much condescending in the ownership of hip hop. And that no one else can do it, and no one does it good as us, and shit like that. Right. And so, like you said, they double, triple down on the Outkast shit. Why is this one of your favorite joints?
And But well, we'll get to that. But also, you know, like you said, like Biggie says, right? More money, more problems. So with their success and with their rise, of course, people are haters. So when you see something good that's on the rise, you want to see it end. So there's also rumors about them breaking up. Mind you, there's been no beef in the media. They've had no problems, you know, publicly. So why all of a sudden are there rumors? So, of course, Big Boy says, you know, we ain't Club Nouveau. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to break up, right? Addressing those rumors.
Right.
But why is this one of my favorite songs?
The funny shit is that Club Nouveau actually didn't make rumors. It was the other group that people always confuse them with, the Timex Club or some shit like that.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, they're the same.
Okay.
They're the same gang, but
okay,
it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, they Dungeon Family shit. It was a different group.
That's why he's my partner, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, talk to me about the record though.
I mean, you started off with Dre's verse, right? I mean, so this is the album. First of all, I'm a massive, Brooklyn hardcore, you know, all the tapes and Stretch and Bobbito. I'm a massive Outkast fan, right? Massive Outkast fan. And this is before I even met them and, you know, became cool with Big, both Aquarius, all of that. But like, I knew Dre was special, right? I knew Big Boy was special with those first two albums, right? Elevators, you saw like, oh, Dre's different, right? You know, even the first album, you know, I'm dropping bows like Dusty Rhodes, right? He's just different. This is the album and I was like, oh, Dre, this kid might be top 5. Like, he might be top 10, top 5.
This is where
like, he might be
turn the corner, right?
Yeah, he might be really like in that conversation, right? And we'll get to, and it's mainly because the first thing I heard was the single, but we'll get to that. But I mean, this song, he's not only is he addressing everything, right? It's the way he does it. I mean, his own delivery. That beat doesn't call for what he did on it. Can we drop a piece of it? Sure.
He found a whole other pocket.
Bruh.
Outside of the pocket. Yeah.
Several pockets.
Yeah.
Get down.
So to your point, B, right? Like,
damn. What sounded like that in 1998?
Why did he wake up that morning and decide to go in the studio and do that?
Violence.
Yeah, like he chose violence. Before they were saying we chose violence, he went in there and chose violence.
Nigga, what's wrong with you? I'm feeling better than ever. What are you talking about,
Right.
man? Anyway, man. And it's just, again, like, the courageousness of this group. Like, you set your album off and like, yo, look, we're going to address all the negativity, but also we're going to stun on y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all see me. We platinum artist group. The bars are incredible. We stylish as fuck. You know what I'm saying? My girlfriend's Erykah Badu. Like, why y'all hating on me? You know what I'm saying? So
for all of those reasons.
All of those reasons. And then, like, you know, again, Dre kills it, but then, like, Big Boy comes. And, like, you know, again, that perfect marriage between those two.
Yeah.
Dre's off, like, his own spoken words, like, staccato type flow. Mm-hmm. And then Big Boy comes and just like, man, a player don't want no trouble.
At some point, I do want to just talk about the importance of them together.
Absolutely.
and why it's special and why you were able to become even more magical in that setting because it had to happen together. What do you give Return of the G?
Ooh.
I got my pistol.
Yo, they said it was no weapons allowed.
The P and KP is not for pistol, man.
Keep a pistol.
This is an absolute perfect Outkast song to me.
It's absolutely perfect.
It's an absolute perfect song.
Gave it a 10.
Hook, rhymes, the beat. First of all, the beat is also organized noise. So this is the first album where you see Outkast really stretching themselves production-wise. They did the predominant share, the lion's share of the production. Mm-hmm. But this is an organized noise beat and the hardest organized beat on this album.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's a 10 for me.
It's a 10 for you. How y'all feeling? It's 10? 10? Anybody else? Anybody think less than a 10? Anybody think it's a 9, 9.5? 9? I went back and forth between the 9.5 and the 10.
Okay.
And I started to compare this, obviously, to the rest of the songs on the album and the other 10s on the album. And I said, in my opinion, does it match up to what I love about the other 10s on the album? Is it right there? Is it on par? Is it on there? I landed on the 9. I landed on the 9.5.
Okay, what do you take away from it?
We'll talk about it. We can go back to it when I get to the other 10s, and I'll tell you where I felt the differences were.
That's fair.
But we're not far away from
Yeah,
it.
that's fair. 9.5. 9.5 is lovely.
9.5. All right, next joint, Rosa Parks.
So the first time I ever heard this song, right,
What had happened?
I was in New York. I'm an intern at Double XL.
Okay.
I'm an intern. So, you know, one of the joys of being at a rap magazine is you get the music early.
Yes.
So I was, you know, I've always prided myself on having the shit early, Stretch and Bobbito, thanks to them. But I get the first single, and I'm, again, huge Outkast fan. ATLiens, you know, Elevators is crazy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? this ain't even a hip hop beat. Like, it's a country beat with raps on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it's a 4.5 minute song, and like the second half of the song is really just hook and bridge. Mm-hmm. And if you just play the instrumental, it's just a hard ass country beat with like percussive soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, this is crazy. But then like you hear Big Boy come on,
Right.
murks it, Bulldog and hoes like the Georgetown Hoya. And then Dre comes on,
murks
and
it.
lose his fucking turban.
Goes to another planet. Goes to a whole entire planet. The reason I love this record so much is for a lot of the things that you said. The beat, like, Outkast is already... Yeah, exactly. They've already gone outside of the box, way outside the box, way left the center. They've already totally locked into doing their own thing and creating the way that they want to create and being great at it. And for them to just continue to figure out ways to go beyond and to challenge themselves and to just be as authentic and as great as they are. You said like a country beat, I don't know, like the instruments of banjo or some shit in there. Like, they just doing some whole other shit. And to turn it around and make it a hip-hop classic is fucking bananas to me.
But also, your first single, you already know how the industry goes.
Right, you're supposed to...
The label wants you to be safe.
Ease it out. Right,
it's like, we're going to put you up, we're going to put you at the table with the bottle girls, you're going to get a Timberland beat, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's usually all set up. And they're like, nah, we're going to produce our first single. It's not going to sound like 1998 hip-hop, right? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna rap about whatever we're gonna call it Rosa Parks, right? Because the hook,
we said everybody get to the back of the bus in the chorus, so why not call it Rosa Parks? Like, even the title of it is courageous, right?
Exactly.
And there was a lot of conversation around that and controversy around the title. The fact that they were able to continue to do exactly what they wanted to do and win. Like, when you win, you can talk more shit next time around, right? Absolutely. So they keep winning and they keep talking more shit. This is a 10. This is a 10 for me.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. There's no revisionist history. There's no being jaded because it's a single when I hear it a lot. This record is a 10 because, and I'm sure you may disagree, I can listen to this production, sans the lyrics, and still fuck with it. What Andre does on this record is crazy. The way Big Boy sets this shit off is crazy. The fact that they go into a fucking down home clap, whatever break, at the end of that shit, and they never lose me.
You can line dance.
That's the important part, though. They don't ever lose me. Like, it's sometimes a song can be doing some other shit, or I say it's overproduced, or they doing too much. They at no point in this 3-minute, 40-second song, however long it is, they never ever lose me in the joint, and then they bring it right back around to the chorus. It's a fucking feel-good, great song. I personally think it's a 10. I gave it a 10.
I don't do karaoke, but like, if I did karaoke, this would be my karaoke song.
Yo, that's a wild karaoke thing.
I'm saying the Dre's verse is ridiculous.
That's a lot of Remy shots.
Dre's, you try it. Have at it. Try Dre's verse on your own. Have at it. I agree with you for the most part. This is not a 10 for me. And again,
he's also not from here.
I know I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta. I know this is a classic. See, but I understand. You guys live with this. What happened? Even more? I'm trying to. If y'all want to stop booing me, I'm trying to. So again, technically, it's 2 verses. They're both incredible. Now, the verses are a 10. I'll give them that, right? But I disagree with you. I think that's cap too. I don't think you're going to sit around and listen to this instrumental by yourself. I don't believe that.
This beat is tough.
It's tough. It's tough. It's creative. But again, like, I don't think this beat is harder than Return to the Gangsta. I do not think that. And then we're going to get into some other production later on in this album. You know what I'm saying? Again, do I think it's courageous? Do I think it's different? Absolutely. But like, I'm not playing this instrumental, all day like that. It's not, it's not a Dr. Dre beat for me. So anyway, but say all that to say, all that to say is that I give it a 9.
Okay.
I think it's a classic joint. I think it's courageous. I love what it does. I love what it did. I love the fact that I loved it from the first time I heard it, even though it was so different. I love that I still love it today. But again, like you said earlier, there are other 10s on this album, and so it's just slightly under.
Okay.
No. And a 90 on the test is still you get an A. So y'all stop tripping.
No, we gonna trip.
We gonna trip.
Can I get a cup?
Screw it on the Barbie. Let's get to a little bit of that. How y'all feeling out there? Y'all good so far?
Gia.
Go ATL.
Gia. This was a collab we do not see coming.
Yo, I still don't understand it to this day. But the beauty of what we do
We
here,
healing the earth, son.
the beauty of what we do here at Hard to Earn is that a lot of times when we're discussing things, we bring in the people that know the behind the scenes, the mechanics, and why things happen and how things happen. And we just so happen to have KP the Great here.
Woo.
KP, would you care to?
We just found out that our DJ for the night, Big Bro, was the one who brought Raekwon
Yo, can he
to
tell
the
a story, guy?
I'm
He right there.
I'm informing the audience. I'm setting him up. Now he's going to say how
you
that
already
magic
gave
happened.
them the punchline.
No,
That was
how it happened is the jewelry. Go ahead, sir.
So I also A&R'd this album. Whatever. I mean,
I try to set it up.
I DJ though.
Like
Actually, we were in the studio. Me and my group PA were in the studio. Raekwon was in the studio next to us, and I was like, "Yo, we're actually working on this Outkast album." And he was like, "I love them guys." Yo, B, B, son.
Yo, B.
B, nah.
I peeped that, because he didn't say that. He didn't say that. But
I felt
act
but
like
you
you
well,
work-
y'all said
act like
country.
you work in New
y'all
York.
said country earlier.
KP.
I just wanted to throw that back. But
B.
yeah.
Wait, what is he, Puerto Rican?
So and I just drove him over to the dungeon. Like me and my guy Mel, rest in peace. Took him over, and the guys made it like it was like almost love fest. You know what I'm saying? Like respect on respect. And Reek pulled up the beat.
Crazy. B, talk to me about Raekwon's performance on this joint, or where do you want to start in the conversation on this joint?
I mean, I kind of want to start with this is just a surprising.
For sure.
It was a collaboration that didn't make sense, but it did make sense, right? Because when you hear them like the skit, right? You hear them, it's like, oh yeah, like they're all three are dedicated to the craft.
For sure.
Right? Yes, Wu-Tang wasn't doing a lot of Southern features, right, at the time. So that's why I say we didn't expect it. But when you think about it, you strip away the regions and just get to like the crux of who these guys are as just pure MCs, it makes all the sense in the world.
For sure. I was pleasantly surprised that Raekwon was on the album, especially in 1998, as hot as Wu-Tang is, and you coming off the solo success. And as a fan of Outkast, I've always been a fan of Outkast, but it's different when you're from Brooklyn, because again, that Brooklyn bias is so heavy. Yeah. So I was a lot more open-minded than my peers and counterparts. I'm listening to other shit.
Same.
I'm listening to Too Short. I'm listening to AMG. I'm listening to UGK. I'm listening to all the shit because I just want to hear dope music. Right. I don't give a fuck where it come from. If it's dope, it's dope. And even if you made it in the fucking Bronx studio, if it's trash, it's trash.
Chopping blades for us was raisins in your mouth. You know
exactly, right? So for me, already being an Outkast fan, I was like, oh, this is gonna make it's gonna make y'all pay attention. I'm already tapped in. It's gonna make y'all pay attention. Exactly. So I loved it for the fact that outside of it being a phenomenal ass record, I understood the mechanics and the business and that what that arrangement could do for them up north.
Yeah, see, I wasn't even that sophisticated.
Sure you were.
Okay, because I was just like, there's gonna be a lot of bars, and I wanted to see who had the best verse. You know what I mean? You asked me.
So who had the best verse?
Yo, can I do my job, KP?
Jesus Christ, man. You already made the song. Can we get our shine?
Yo, so who had the best?
Y'all jumping me? We handling the earth. Who had the best verse? I think Dre had the best verse. I think Raekwon had the best delivery.
I think Big Boy won that one.
Ooh, all three.
I too thought the Big Boy verse.
Explain.
I had to pull up the lyrics, but I just love what he did on it. He slid on it.
Now, I'm not even gonna waste y'all time and play Dre's verse because y'all know what Dre did. Like, that's not even fair, right? The common denominator, the nigga numerator, never know who the hater niggas cater to your ego. I'm sorry, like Atari, the cousin to Kaliko. Come on now, come on, what?
Yeah.
Like,
come on. I mean,
great.
Nobody's wrong.
And the thing is, y'all would love Raekwon's verse more if y'all knew what the fuck he was talking about.
Well, that's every Raekwon verse.
Nah.
I'd be like, yo, I love this verse. I wish I knew what he was talking about.
Who's Ronaldo? Why fuck Ronaldo?
What do you give the record? Yo, the whole album can't be 10.
Why not?
You see, we deal with this all the time. All the time. Oh, y'all
I told you we should have did this review in Connecticut.
Jesus Christ. Every song cannot be a 10. I gave this song an 8.5. Yeah, what? Well, 85 on the test is not good also? I'm sorry. Y'all didn't go to school?
Nah, we passed the flying colors over here.
So wait, so y'all think, so you, Rosa Parks was a 10, and y'all feel this is a 10 also? Yeah. So y'all feel Rosa Parks is equal to this song? Oh, so then, okay, then make it make sense then. Which is it? Oh, this is better than Rosa Parks. Excuse me? All right. Somebody failed math class. Okay.
Yo, you just gonna take our show and take our rating system, huh?
This is not a drop top. There's a roof here, lady. You said what?
Yeah, we started at 10s on this album.
Skew is 12?
It's 12s. It's 12s on this
Oh,
album.
12's on this album. There actually is a 12, but it's not this song. I'll tell you that. Okay, cool. So you gave this what?
I gave it 8.5 too.
Oh, you gonna be burned out there? You ain't even seen me?
No, I didn't.
You ain't even come to my rescue?
I was right here on your side.
You wasn't defending me, man.
I gave it an 8.5, man. It's a fun joint. I love that ratings on it. I think it opens them up to the up north audience just a little bit more. But on this album, there are records that are just far superior because they have some incredible.
I'm not gonna take because we can't do that all night either, right? Like all these other 10. But like, I'm sorry, KP. I don't think this is one of their
It's
best.
your show. It's your show.
It's one of their. It's not one of their.
It's a tough record.
It's a tough record, but like
tough
this is not
record.
one of their best hooks. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
No, it's your show.
It's not. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway.
What was
okay,
it?
Moving on.
Was it the kangaroo mention? You don't like kangaroos, nigga? All right. B, break down the importance of the title track.
Oh man. Oh. I'm not even playing with y'all with this song.
They already
I ain't even
started-
playing
they
with y'all.
already- they already
I'm not
ready.
even playing with
By the
yeah,
way.
your pistols cocking in the back. It's crazy. All right. So, in case you are new to Hard to Earn, we rank title tracks extremely stringent, right? Because your title track is supposed to be that's like your definitive song, right? That's going to be like the thesis for your entire premise, right? So this right here
This shit right here
is a perfect example of how you create a title track. This song is a prime example of that. Dre floats. He's doing poetry. He goes elsewhere. He even says mid verse, I often drift, right? And we're gonna get to that technically because that whole shit is ridiculous, right? But then you see what Big Boy like. Big Boy doesn't slouch on this at all, but he's the anchor. He provides the gravity for this song while Dre's up there being extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now y'all my friend now. Okay, cool.
You got
now
him back. See, I gave you just enough. I gave you just enough rope, you know what I mean, to get it back. No, that's a perfect.
Oh, now I don't need you now. No, you ain't want to save me before I don't need you now. So furthermore, no.
I'm still part of the show though. I still get half the check.
Go.
No, I think you explained the importance of the title track and why we so stringent on how we pay attention to it and what it's supposed to do, what it's set out to do, right? This is a superior example of when it's done right. Let's let it rock a little bit and we'll talk about it some more. It's hard to earn.
Before we even get into this, right? Hook is perfection.
It's a flex.
The hook is perfection. If you hear this beat alone, you're not gonna think, oh, let's do that on that, right? The way they just took it somewhere else, man, is like it's crazy. I mean, they broke down who they are. They giving you more insight of who they are, their bond, right? And then like Dre, this dude.
It's the side for me.
They both have two different. Their first and second verses have two different flows.
Right.
Right. Drake comes off right, and he starts off his verse with not once upon a time, but twice upon a time. There was a boy who died, but lived happily ever after. But that's another chapter. Like what?
Yo.
What? We just started the chapter.
I had to stop right there.
We just started the chapter.
I said, but how we? But then I was just like, fuck it, it's another chapter. I just listened.
So he goes, I got so much to say about this song. You don't have to like, but then like, I guess that's what I'm saying. Like he drifts, he does lyrically, right? He talks about, he's telling this whole story about like, you know, he talks about, dead bodies out there, right? Basically talking about drug addicts and stuff like that. They're going to see the candy lady, right? Then he's like, meet me at the bridge, meet me halfway, right? And then he's like, then he goes up and talks about his turntables don't get wobbly when they fall. He's like, I'm sorry, I drift. He drifts lyrically and then also drifts flow because he does the if he says they probably need more hope. Like probably,
Right.
maybe,
Right.
probably, no, maybe, if, or probably. But then he uses if as the end of his bar to come back with GIF.
Right.
He said, because I'm just talking GIF. So you never look the horse inside his grill. Because why? Because you're not supposed to look.
A gift horse in them?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
What was that, man? He wasn't even smoking then.
here's the thing, right? I think when you get a special talent, and especially in the MC side, is when you find a perfect marriage of style,
Yes.
or styles in this case,
Yep.
lyricism,
Substance.
right? Substance. You got something to talk about.
Yep.
You have this intelligence, this intellect, and you just what they call that shit? You just out of the ordinary thinker,
Absolutely.
right? He masters MCing because of who he is as a human, who he is as a person. It just so happens that his gift is to go in the studio. To go in the studio and cook that shit up. But it's because Andre would be great at whatever profession I think he chose to do because of the way he thinks, because of the way his mind works. Stylistically,
As long as you didn't have to talk to other people.
stylistically, this shit is flawless. And then they come back and just do some whole I was already sold. I was already buying the car.
Right. Like, that's what I'm saying. He drifts. He does this poetic shit, and then Big Boy comes back and he does the grounding, right? Like like we from the streets. That's where our people's at. Blah
Right.
blah blah. And then Drake goes off and blacks again. Like sin all depends on what you believe in. Faith is what you make it. That's the hardest shit since MC Ren.
Shout to
Alien
Ren.
can blend right on in with your kin. Look again, because I swear I spot one every now and then.
Yeah.
It's happening again. Wish
Yeah.
I could tell you when. Andre, this is Andre. Y'all are just gonna have to make amends.
Yo.
I'm out. I'm going.
Yeah, nah. We can leave. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. This episode is done.
And Andre, meet Andre. Y'all gonna have to make amends because he's a Gemini.
Because why is that important on this particular song?
You said what?
Why is that important on this song?
'Cause
that he's
it's
a
him
Gemini?
and I.
Because it's
It's a Quemini. It's a Quemini.
I got your back.
Which is
Thank you, sir.
Which is so crazy, right? Because Big Boy's an Aquarius, I'm an Aquarius, but usually we're the ones that are floating. We're air sign. Like we're the one that's floating, but in this relationship, Big Boy's actually the anchor. He's the more grounded one.
I think throughout, and as far as out there as Big Boy is, right? Because he's out there with his shit talking and his style and his braggadocious way, and him in this particular setting, he's always the straight man, which is crazy,
Yeah.
right? Because he's off on another planet as well. But I definitely want to get to why they both become great MCs by being in this group and being together. And obviously, people talk more about Dre or they put him in those certain conversations, but you don't get Dre unless you have Big Boy there the whole
Facts.
road, the
Right.
whole way to go.
Facts.
So I definitely don't want to, I definitely would be remiss to not say that. This shit is just incredible, bro.
It's
It was a 10 from the start, and
from
then
the
they
jump.
came back and made it a 12.
It was
like,
how
I'm like,
about
yo,
it?
what are we
Talk to
doing?
them. How about it?
That shit is just...
They didn't have to do that at the end.
Nah, but they had to though. But
they did.
And
I'm-
musically,
I'm so glad they
and
did.
musically, like, what is that snare? Yo, what's up with that snare?
And
Like, how did y'all?
they produced this, right?
Who,
They produced this.
who thought about the snare though? Like, why?
It was
Drummer?
It was a live drummer. Yeah, that's why the studio's so big. We be having musicians in here.
Gotta do it. You talking shit?
Yeah, you talking
Gotta
shit.
do
Okay,
it.
keep stunting. I'm glad you're on outside, but keep
Gotta
stunting.
do
Keep
it.
stunting, KP. Keep stunting, KP.
Anything else you want to say about the song? Do you want to give it a rating? Like, on technically?
What's this, guy? What is this?
It's a 10.
It's a 10. We clear? We clear? Anybody who doesn't think it's a 10, you want to risk your life right now?
Yeah, you got to get out.
No? Okay. Okay, cool. Let's move on. We got to move.
Moving on. We're going to take it to West Savannah.
Yeah.
Did we?
No, sympathize.
Did I skip it? Okay,
Synthesize
pardon me.
right now.
It's wrong. Go for it.
Synthesize. Okay, so this is synthesizer. You can say, right, they've always kind of been ahead of the time. So, I mean, they're talking about how digitized things will come. This is 1990.
They're talking about right now.
They're talking about right now, right?
They just did it in 1998.
They're talking about AI, right? They're talking about BBLs, right? They're talking about all the things.
The fact that the subject matter that they chose to tackle then is so prophetic as to where we are in 2023 is another testament to just, I mean, not cliche, but how fucking ahead of the curve and how ahead of the game and how forward thinking this incredible, phenomenal group is and was. I'm listening to this record like, wow, this shit could have just dropped. Like, you looking at the world that we in, and I guess you could tell where shit is going if you kind of see the path and you got enough foresight. But
we're still a decade away from.
But to still to have that much foresight, like to be that spot on, like
Botox is a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like, I mean, he's talking about everything from changing your body to, like everything being digitized and taking, even almost taking jobs away. I mean, even Dre was talking about the hypocrisy of marijuana being illegal. Like that was touched on. Nice 1998.
Yeah, they need to go back to that. These motherfuckers smoking too much.
But
they can't go nowhere.
My criticism though,
can't go nowhere.
My criticism though is with Big Boy. Big Boy doesn't really. Like,
They want me to lollygag and talk that bullshit. I refuse to play, so I'm gonna speak that southern good shit.
Shit.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Big Boy's verse is tough, but like George Clinton and Dre in the studio doing their thing.
They was on the same page.
Big Boy was a little late.
Yeah, they was on the same page.
He just came in and just did his own thing.
I think also
So I took points off for that a little bit.
Overall, like it's kind of metaphoric as well, the synthesizer part, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, even the production, it sounds digital.
It sounds digital. What else do I have in here? I think everything else that we said.
What'd you give it?
Everything else we said. I gave it 8.5.
Give it an 8.
Give it an 8? Yeah. 8. Next, now we going.
Dre's not on this joint. This is Backbone, Cool Breeze.
And Backbone.
Yeah, Backbone and Cool Breeze. I fucked with Backbone. I was rooting for Backbone so hard, man. Yeah, Cool Breeze. Yeah, Cool Breeze and Backbone. I think Backbone's first.
Dungeon Family was good for the posse cut, putting the crew on.
They always, yeah.
Right.
Remember gangster shit from Stankonia?
For sure. Being in the studio together and having that creative energy and just, always sharing the wealth. I think
Get Up, Get Out was the first
right.
joint.
I think that's dope in the fact that at this point, Outkast is such a huge group. You know what I'm saying? Like every song, there's ears on every song. People listening to all your shit. Yep. So to be able to spotlight the next crop of talent, or the people that fuck with you, or the people that you fuck with, I think is super dope. I mean, Cool Breeze, like watch for the hook. Oh my God.
Y'all remember Watch the Hook?
That's just.
It's Atlanta, of course.
That was a Brooklyn question.
This new Atlanta though. I'm just saying. I mean, I dig it. I mean, I don't love any Outkast song without both of them on it.
Okay.
I
definitely not on this album. I can't say that. Well, not on future albums. I can't say that.
Well, that was a double album you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, they always have. I mean, even like the question joint from Stankonia when Dre was talking about what can make a nigga wanna like that joint. Like, I mean, I wanted to hear Big Boy on that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I mean, I don't think no matter how talented each MC is, they're always better together. That's the beauty of Outkast. That's why they are, in my opinion, the greatest duo. Right? So with this song, yes, love Backbone, Cool Breeze, fucks with him. Watch the Hook was a joint in fucking '99, but it's not the same without those Outkast boys.
Yeah, I feel like I thought it was a cool joint. Definitely not one of my super favorites on the album. There's a message. They talking about the perils of the street. They talking to the hustlers, and
believe that.
What's going? Where you going? Where you going after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing with this?
No, Backbone's verse is tough. He's talking that shit.
They talking that shit.
He's talking that shit, like breaking it down. It's not Foxy Brown math either.
Good. That's that good mathematics.
If you know,
Atlanta school system, good math.
You know.
You want to get to the rating? What'd you give it?
I gave it a 7.5.
7.5? I gave it 7.5 as well.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. So is it guest time now?
No, we got one more.
So this was supposed to be on
Southern Playlist.
Southern Playlist.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah. It's definitely in that.
So why wasn't Dre on this?
Because it's called West Savannah, and that's where Big Boy is from.
But they could have just changed the title, though. I'm saying it's still a good song, no?
Nah, that ain't, nah.
I do shit.
It don't work like
he
that.
said, nah, that ain't nah.
See, he from Coney Island. I'm from the style. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still...
Nah, that ain't nah.
That ain't nah? Okay, nah, that ain't nah. Nah, that ain't nah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is...
Heard you.
The thing about music and the thing about my experience and love of music is that it took me places, especially at a time when hip-hop was more regional. Before I had spent extensive time in Atlanta traveling or going to the West Coast or going anywhere, I learned about these places through the music. I learned about these landmarks. I learned about different towns. I learned different slang. All of that, I went on these journeys through the music. So had this come out on Southern Playlist, because by this time I had already traveled to Atlanta. But had this come out then, I definitely would have been one of the ones that just put me on more so to the ins and outs of the different parts. Because I thought the whole shit was Atlanta. I ain't know, like...
Right. I sure did.
I was like, wait, that's a different thing. But y'all still call it Atlanta? You know what I mean? Like, it was a learning curve for the kid. So just to have that experience as a fan of music, but also just as somebody who would visualize different parts of the world because of some of my favorite artists taking me there, I always enjoyed these type of records. I
mean, I'm glad you want to say so. I'm a stunt just a little bit here because
I mean,
so being a music journalist allowed me to be around certain individuals, right? And being young and being in the game, Atlanta became like my second home for a minute because I had the cheat code. I basically discovered Atlanta with Big Boy. That's
Christopher Columbus.
You should not discover. Yes, I absolutely. There was no Atlanta until I arrived. Right.
Do tell how you discovered Atlanta with Big Boy.
Right. My discovery of Atlanta was through Big Boy. So I'm saying you can't be 20-something years old learning Atlanta for the first time riding around in Big Boy's Bentley. Like, that's just not fair. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good way to spend a day.
Yeah, that's just not fair. So everything that I've learned from being at, being in Bankhead, being at so when Dre's talking before we get to that song, when Dre's talking about like being outside and everybody blah, 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 the parking lot, like I was there with Big Boy, his sisters, all this other shit. So, my thing is like.
This explains so much about how you move.
His wife let him have a pole in the crib. It was an amazing time, bro. It was an amazing time. I was a puppy, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I was learning. You know what I mean? But I was able to hang out with Big Boy because I was such a massive Outkast fan, and I knew Southern Playlistic top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I can appreciate this song. I don't understand why they would bring back a leftover Southern Playlistic 2 albums later with Dre not on it. I don't understand that. We would have to probably ask. Oh, also. Big Boy was supposed to be here, but his son's playing against Fresno this weekend, so that's why he can't be here. Yeah, that's what he hit me. Hit me yesterday. He was trying to come, couldn't be here. Also, Killer Mike's in Chicago. Everybody's doing great things, but they're here in spirit.
I'll do my best, Big Boy.
Spirit.
For the answer for that. Do you throw away your Thanksgiving turkey on Friday?
That's good. You guys spent some time together.
That's facts.
That was good.
That's facts.
Anything else you got to say about it, B?
That's it. I mean, it's cool. Again, without Dre, I'm always deducting points. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand why he brought it back, and it wasn't like it was like his best performance either. I just thought it was like a cool joint that I probably would appreciate it more if it was on Southern.
It's a solid record. I guess I agree with some of that. I think if you're gonna bring a record back, it should be Outkast record, a great record.
Yeah.
But I also, but on the flip side of that, I did also enjoy when groups gave us solo records on albums. I always thought that was dope because you get a chance to just I'm gonna just do me on this one. I'm gonna just talk my shit. I don't have to compromise or conform to anything. And I always
it's also like 2 records that don't have Dre on this album, but there's no records that Dre's on without Big Boy.
Yeah. I also just like hometown pride shit. You know what I'm saying?
Always,
like those records always do a little something extra for me just because again, you get a chance to talk your shit about where you from, and I think the natives, like those records resonate more with the natives, and just me as somebody that's always trying to soak up information, those records are always dope to me. I gave it an 8.
7.5.
7.5?
Yeah.
All right, no doubt. 8? Say 8, right?
8. We got 8s out there?
8's out there. The
Okay.
people know. All right, man, so...
Intermission.
But you talked about everybody who wasn't here today, but there are people in the building. You know what I mean?
Yeah, beautiful people in the building, too.
The beautiful people, for sure.
Beautiful people in the building.
And monumental people in the building. I'm sure you guys saw on the flyer.
I thought New Face was here. He was
New
here.
Face got to be everywhere, so he can
was
only do
here.
5 minutes
He literally
everywhere.
was here. Like,
New Face went to 4 more events since he left.
Exactly. And showing everybody who they were when they were 16 years old. Like,
New Face is at Jeezy concert right now with a baby picture. Look at this pamper. Look at you. Michael Blue Williams, man, the legend, the architect, the man who was in a lot of those rooms with Outkast, making a lot of those decisions with Outkast, fighting a lot of those fights with Outkast,
And protecting them, yeah.
and again, for as talented as any group is, you're only as good as the people you surround yourself
Facts.
with. And just to have someone of this caliber, who's from up north, right? If I'm not
He's the
mistaken,
only
Bronx,
one.
from the Bronx.
See, that's you say B to him. That's what you say. That's how you use B.
I say B to him.
Yeah,
Y'all
B,
make some
yeah,
noise.
B.
Y'all clap it up for our guest, Michael
Blue
is here.
Williams.
We got DJ Swift in this motherfucker too, though.
DJ Swift is hit well, man.
Right there.
Mr. DJ.
No, not Mr. DJ. That's DJ Swift.
DJ Swift.
That's a different DJ.
Thank you first and foremost for just this being here and having this conversation with us and celebrating this album. Obviously, as fans, as people who consume the product once the product was created, we appreciate it and look at it in a whole different way than the creative side. And both of us being creatives, we know what it's like on that other side as well. But just talk us through a little bit of this. You know, your time with Outkast, but this particular album, let's start here since we are on the AQUEMINI, man. What are some of your memories about this record?
Check, yeah. So I think with every Outkast album, what I always remember is the fight with the label, and not the KPs and them of the world, but, you know.
You can fight KP, it's okay.
No, we fight.
No. We fight different.
No, we definitely, yeah, we just.
Not here.
it's
Y'all not
different.
messing up my set right now.
But, you know, being from the Bronx and coming down to Atlanta to manage an Atlanta group, you're going to have different ways of approaching things. And there was this chip on the shoulder that just, Outkast always had this chip on the shoulder, just, you know, that it came out when Dre said what he said on The Source. But every project was approached like, New York's going to hate. They gave us 4.5 mics on this. It was just always this chip on the shoulder. So every project, it was like, all right, I got to take this record that sounds like nothing else that New York is working, playing, listening to, the writers at all the magazines. None of them are really even familiar with this. So every album was a sale. We had to go up, we had to sell New York. We had to tap dance, and we had to do everything you had to do, and you had to get Flex to play it, and then you had to get Hot 97. So it was just, you were always selling. But you leave New York, and you leave like the tri-state, and everyone else is fucking with you. You go, like, people don't even know it. Atlanta wasn't even Outkast's biggest market on the first 2 albums. It was Chicago and the Bay Area.
Wow.
So we were like as Outkast fans back then. We were like the anomaly.
Oh, for sure.
As
Yeah.
Brooklyn kids.
For sure.
That's crazy. Like, that's
But you
right.
discovered Atlanta, so it's fine.
You said what? You said what?
I said you discovered Atlanta, so it's fine.
Indians, bro. Indians.
You said, you know, you had to fight with the label, convince the label. When you guys are in the studio and y'all coming up, you know, the guys are coming up with these incredible records. You just, from a business standpoint, are you thinking about marketing? Are you thinking about how to tour the record? Are you thinking about just all of the other things while they creating like beautiful art? Are you looking at it like, wow, this is another opportunity for me to take the guys to a different level?
So during the creative process, I really didn't even come around the studio that much because it was a lot. That was KP and all them. Like I'd get a call from Big Boy as he started to get to the meat of it, and he'd be like, "Yo, come check something out." And I go and we like sit in his car or whatever. He'd start playing records where they were finished out. You just started to get a sense. And every time he started playing, I'd be like, how am I gonna sell elevators? This is like 12 beats a minute. How am I gonna sell Rosa Parks? Like, this don't sound like I'm hearing every record like, here's the fights that are gonna come, we're gonna do. But I am also seeing an opportunity because, like I said, New York's kind of fighting it, but everyone else is messing with us. And so one of the things that made the fight was you just believe, like Dre and Big gave me so much creative energy that I wanted to go fight those fights. I wanted to go kick in those doors. I wanted to make sure that the world heard these projects, not just like the single and gone. Right. So every project was a challenge. But like I said, they had their chip on their shoulder. I had a chip on my shoulder.
They were also giving you good product. That's
they were
key.
giving great product. Great. Yeah. When you got great product, but like I had a chip on my shoulder because I come from Flavor Unit. I work with Shakim Compare, who did Naughty by Nature, Queen Latifah, and one of my other idols is Chris Lighty, who I eventually was able to work with.
Rest in
Rest
peace.
up to the great Chris Lighty.
So Chris had Tribe, Shakim had Naughty, so Outkast was mine. So my job was to beat Naughty and Tribe. That was all I ever thought. That's all I just needed.
Yes.
You heard it here first on Hard
Young
to
Blue
Earn,
Williams
guys.
was a new manager.
Okay.
I said Young Blue Williams was a new manager then.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't I don't want to like debo the whole conversation if you want to ask.
I can join.
You discovered Atlanta.
Well, first, I mean, look. You go. Yeah, how long y'all gonna run with this joke? Okay, all right.
The bread's
getting stale.
baby.
The bread's getting stale. First off, I know you're getting your Barbara Waltz serious. First, I want to thank you because I was a young pup and your parties were incredible. First of all,
Thank you.
Luke used to have some of the most epic parties ever.
Yo,
if you
still,
know, you know.
His Grammy,
if
his
you know, you know.
Grammy brunch is still tough, baby. I'm there.
I'm talking about the parties you probably couldn't advertise. But anyway, how can you talk? What can you tell us about managing those two personalities, right? Because again, they were brothers, but again, while they were amazing on record, so different personality-wise, right? And you know, with somebody like Dre, who's constantly evolving, Dre on Tuesday and Dre on Thursday, right? How does that work with managing those personalities?
You give me a lot of credit saying it worked. I mean,
I mean, we here.
No.
It worked.
You know what? I think it wasn't as hard if you played, like I played sports my whole life. So I know how to deal with teammates. So I know how to deal with everybody's personality. And in a sense, that's what management is. So you learn what motivates people. Big Boy is totally motivated by money. Everything we got to do is like, here's the check, we going where we got to go. Dre's motivation isn't the money. Don't even bring up the money. Why are we doing it? Does it make sense? Like, you know, so that wasn't as hard as people would think. It was really the creative, it was getting the support to support their creatives because their creatives were bigger than anyone else saw. No one had that vision. People forget, as great as LaFace is, no slacks, LaFace was an R&B label.
Absolutely.
We weren't signed to Jive or Def Jam, nothing. But LA, after some, you know, arm wrangling and stuff like that, he always gave us the tools to have a fair fight. And when we would hit that fight, would usually be up against a Jay-Z album, up against something else.
Every time.
Every time. It just seemed like we would drop the same time as Jay.
I mean, Volume 2 came out the same day as this album,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, it happened
Right.
twice.
Jay-Z's
happened
Volume
twice,
2.
yeah.
Happened twice.
Wow.
And we beat them once, but Lior brought some albums on the side so that Jay would get that #1.
Yeah, go check the Hudson. Go check that Hudson.
Go check that river, yeah. But
He was running up the streams.
before they was on the streams, there was warehouses.
That was good, so right. That was good.
That's the inventory. But yeah, it just gave you the fight, and LaFace would give you the support. But then Arista, again, it was a different beast. BMG all the way in Germany, where they was like, "What are y'all doing? So that fight, just trying to give the guys a voice, which in turn, at the time you don't pay attention, was giving the South a voice and giving all the artists that came up after him a voice and belief. You know, you just kind of, you didn't want to not do it the right way.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fast forward real quick because you mentioned, you know, like having that balancing act. I'm gonna fast forward. You know, when huge money came on the table, and you know you were down, Big Boy was down, Dre was not. You know, do you remember T.I.'s verse from "Sorry" when he apologized to Big Boy?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like, so I mean, like, can you talk about that time where like you guys have the most money on the table that you ever had? Like, you guys are already Grammy winning, you guys are already diamond, and you got like, you know, life-changing money, and it doesn't phase Dre. So it's cute, you know, when you don't want to take the tour money. It's different when you take life-changing money. How did you navigate that?
Drugs.
Okay. I can relate.
Lots of drugs and it's an interesting.
All of my heroes did dope.
Huh? Yeah, no. Say, look, Rick James.
Like, what you gonna do?
All of my heroes did dope.
I mean, there's not. I guess the way to say, there's not much you can do. Like at a certain point, if a man's standing on whatever his conviction is, and it could be costing you $100 million, if his partner, Big Boy, is backing him, I got to back it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to respect. Now sometimes the money put some stress on everybody's neck, but at the end of the day, Big Boy, whether he's always agreed with it or not, has never wavered on his support. Right. And he cost him more money than he ever cost me. So if he can weather it, I can weather it. And that's kind of what their brothership is kind of like.
Gotcha. Don't you ever cost me $100 million.
I want every
I'll give you
nickel.
some furniture moving up here, sir.
Somebody owed me $75 in the back. We're going to get that out.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you too. We're gonna see y'all in the back after this.
All the smoke, all the money. We talked so much about your time with the guys. Talk about your foray into management and how you even get started and how you end up with Outkast.
So I started with Jodeci. I was Jodeci's bodyguard.
Damn. Talk about good parties.
Bodyguard?
Jesus.
Thought I knew it all.
Shit. Holy shit.
Wait, you was walking around with KC on your shoulder? No.
Knew it was coming.
yeah,
I knew it was coming. I
And
know my guy. I
And
know
Dalvin.
my guy.
Hey, those are some fun times. No.
I'm sure. that-
I went from Jodeci to Mary J. Blige. I went from Mary J. Blige to SWV to Shy, didn't know it by nature, and just kind of kept.
I mean, y'all just clap.
Jesus Christ. We got a legend on stage right here.
3 of them.
And,
4 of them.
Okay, 4. We got 4.
That's a lot.
5 left. Okay.
I was only 24 by then.
I'm happy to be.
Wow.
So I took Shy. I was Shy's road manager and took Shy to Flavor Unit to be manager. They needed a manager. Shakim was like, "Yo, you should come off the road." He was like, "You're never gonna get rich working for artists on the road." He's like, "You gotta come and get a piece of what they're making, and then you can make some money." So he took me in the Flavor Unit. He gave me 2 groups. My first 2 groups were the Fushnikins and Nonchalant.
Wow. 5 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock
When
in the
you gonna
morning.
be
Oh, so
outside
what
on
you
the
gonna
corner.
Yep. 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And then Latifah ran into Dallas Austin, and Dallas gave her a demo for this little 12-year-old girl named Monica Arnold. And so Latifah came back to us and told us to go get Monica. So me and Shakim flew down to meet with Monica's family, got Monica for management, but before we left, we was like, yo, let's swing by LaFace. So we swing by LaFace, and LA tells me about this group he has that, called Outkast. He tells me and Shakim, and they had just like fired their manager, some girl that was working with him. And he was like, yo, y'all should meet with him. Y'all do this. He damn near was like, y'all do this rap shit. Y'all should come meet with him.
Literally.
Literally. He's like, y'all do this rap shit. So,
Was LA wearing the ascot when he said that?
Watch out.
JP?
Watch your mouth.
Because he never wears ascots, what you trying to say?
I mean, around the office.
No, we had passed the ascot phase, sir.
Yeah, that was already gone. But so in one trip in 1993, 94, I got Outkast and Monica.
Heavy. You could clap
I don't know
for that.
how
You
much-
could clap for that. That's
I don't know how
heavy.
much that plane ticket cost, but it was worth it. It was worth it.
Let me explain the other side of that. All right, these New York niggas be tripping. We need to get a New York nigga to talk because they don't understand what we're saying. Enter Blue Williams
Wow.
and Flavor Unit.
Serendipity. Yeah, that Flavor Unit management at one point just dominated the game. They had all of the biggest stars. Even just recently at Queen Latifah's performance in Queens, she brought Big Boy and Sleepy out and just talked about their involvement and time at Flavor Unit. What are you doing now, Blue?
Still counting that money I missed from Drake.
I mean, you count some of the money you got too. You pick some up too, though.
You're not blue.
Transitioning, man. I'm like everybody else, doing more film, TV, doing events, writing a book, stuff like that. This whole
Now me? No.
I'm the music game. Y'all know, Ben. Just as well, the game's different. It's not the same. It used to be a talent contest. You could put I take any artist with talent and run with them, but this popularity contest shit ain't for me. I can't figure this out. This shit is it's like the labels used to rely on the big artists so they could take chances on the small artists, but it was always about building stars. The whole thing is flipped now. They don't need stars. All they need is volume. We're putting out 60,000 records a week are getting uploaded.
Burnouts.
It's like 57 million things getting uploaded a year right now because they're trying to feed a streaming machine. They don't need to feed artists no more. They just need everybody to be uploading and feed the machine. So that ain't me. That's why I like managing stars and making stars bigger.
No doubt. You've done it. You've done it time and time again, man. Y'all make some noise. for
Michael Blue Williams, y'all. Thank you, man.
But yeah, man, I just knew that this would be a very, very special time and a special conversation to have with you. And you don't really be out doing this shit too
Yeah, you
much.
don't be-
So,
that's why we,
you know, the
we
hard
do
to earn boys feel like we earned a nice slot tonight. Y'all make some noise for Michael Blue Williams.
Thank you.
Single, right? Very, very interesting music video.
Grace, we can hear you up here. Thank you. Two-parter. I'm trying to remember the video. The puppets.
Yeah, it was Puppet.
Was Slick Rick?
Puppets and painting.
Slick Rick was in
Puppets
the
and
video.
He was in the
Painting.
video, right? Because he was still in jail at the time.
Nah, he was out.
He was out?
He was out. That's how he did it.
Yeah.
He was the voice. Yo, it was a puppet. So he was the voice?
No, that was both of them. They did live action and then they did the puppet.
Gotcha, okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Matter of fact, that was me saying, Uncle Ricky.
That was
on
you?
that one.
That was you? You got
I guess it was KP.
You got
No, you don't get published for saying some shit that somebody else said.
If you Puff, you are. Puff would have been like, I want all of that.
I got some
Uncle
props.
Ricky. No, I mean, so again, getting back to these guys, right? Like we were talking about with Raekwon, why it made sense, right? These guys are craftsmen. They're dedicated to the purity of the art form, and they didn't have to get slick for this, but they were giving it up, right? The best. I mean, people know for years, the number one in history, the number one storyteller in hip hop and rap music, Slick Rick. I don't know how old you guys are, but if you've never heard of The Greatest Adventures of Slick Rick,
1,000%.
do yourself a favor. It slaps just as well in 2023 as it did
in 88.
In 88, you know what I'm saying? So again, just giving it up because Southern guys, guy from the Bronx, right? They didn't have to give it up, but of course they did. So that was beautiful. But this song in particular, like, it shows again the how ahead of, I forget how old these guys were at the time. They were still in their 20s, but like they were way ahead of their time. I mean, this is a very sophisticated song. Big Boy takes the more playful route, right? And he starts off talking about Susie, right, who happens to be a friend of the Dungeon family, right?
She knew some people.
She knew a couple members, right? And then, he gives you different capers and rendezvous with different type of women, blah, 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 blah. He's having a good old time, right? But then Dre comes on and talks about Susie's best friend, Sasha, right? And how she, he goes on a date with her. So it's crazy, right? Because, like, Big Boy's over there having fun in the parking lot, right. And he's over here laying on his back talking about, like, what you want to be when you grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
She said alive, by the way.
Great answer.
Great
That's
answer.
a great first date answer, by the way. If somebody do ask you what you want to be when you grow up and you say alive, you're getting a second date, right? But unfortunately, they could not stay in contact. You know what I'm saying? Dre's doing his thing, but singing his song. She winds up getting in a dysfunctional relationship with somebody she shouldn't have been, and then come to find out she spirals and she's found dead with a needle in her arm. So again, kind of heavy.
The record started off so fun.
Right.
It ended so somber.
Big Boy was having a ball.
It ended so somber. I was like,
and then,
wow.
Okay, great. Well. But I still just loved how they just like, I don't know if they wrote it together, but clearly they were aware of the other. They were aware of the other person's, verse because you took this character and took their best friend and switched it and did your own thing. So again, a perfect microcosm of that relationship.
For sure. So the album version though, does the first pressing didn't have Slick Rick on it?
No.
Right. So what was that?
That was a remix.
Did not, yeah.
Tell me about
And the
that.
video version.
How did that happen?
Well, actually, I mean, it was the art of storytelling. It made sense. Like you said, Slick Rick is the storyteller. He's the one that we grew up on. So we, by now, have access.
Did you A&R this also?
I did.
Okay.
So I reached out to my homie, Bimmy, who managed
Bimmy.
Slick Rick at the time.
Okay.
Big
If
Queens.
y'all watch the TV show on the gangster shit.
Oh.
Yeah, he did some other stuff too, but
He
managed
did some
Slick
other
Rick.
shit.
He did a lot of things.
But we got along well.
We got along well.
So I hit Bim, and he had just got out of jail, by the way. So we were like, yo, Slick just got out of jail, let's do it. And, the guy said that, and I was like, okay, well, I know Bim, hit him. It wasn't even like it took 2 minutes. Like, Bim, you think Slick...
Was Slick already fucking with Outkast, or was
That's what we found out. We found out that Slick Rick knew of them.
Wow, that's
obviously.
great.
So
Awesome.
He came to the studio, knocked it out, and I took the opportunity to say, Uncle Ricky.
Very, very dope record.
But got no publishing. Cool.
It took a really dope record and made it
It
even.
actually surprised me that this was a single.
It made it more dope for me though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, oh, y'all been added more? Like, y'all put more frosting on the
What?
cake?
The ruler?
That's incredible. Yeah, always loved this joint. But to your point though, it wasn't a typical sounding single, but what was from Outkast, right?
Facts.
So yeah, as much as I was puzzled by that choice, I love that it got the video treatment and that more people got a chance to hear it. I gave it a 9.
I get 8.5.
Give it 8.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough joint.
Yeah. Groovy joint. Which 9? 10?
This is some other shit.
Yeah. Can we get a snippet of this, please? Yeah.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
Yeah.
Stop right there. I mean,
So-
the fact that we got a Big Boy verse after that is crazy.
This record takes a whole other turn,
Whole other.
sonically,
Whole other.
subject matter wise.
Yeah.
Just as much as you think Outkast can't continue to outdo themselves or do different things, you know, they give you this really distorted, apocalyptic, like end of times type shit, and it gets you to thinking, you know.
Well, this song was created. It was supposed to sound like the last rap song ever made if the world ended. Right. So I mean, with the vocals, like you said, the distorted vocals, it sounds like Dre's rapping through a phone. You know, he sounds like he's in distress. You know what I'm saying? And you hear, I mean, even like if you really listen to the production, like the production's crazy. Like the elements behind it, the sound effects, craziness. I mean, literally sounds like the world is ending. I'm still not sure why this is part 2, this is part 1.
Right.
It's just a whole different song.
It's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, it's a completely different song, completely different vibe. But I mean, phenomenal.
But they did tell a story. There was some storytelling.
A hell of a story.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, right? And again, Dre's talking about, you know, why the world is ending. Right. I mean, the metaphor about using, you know, Earth and like, you know, as if she's being like gangbanged and like mistreated sexually.
Mother Nature.
Right. Yeah. But also, the 5% is also called
the woman, your Earth.
Your Earth, exactly. Right. So that metaphor is crazy. Also, he's also learning at the time 5% of stuff too through, you know, his new pretty baby mama.
Yeah, man. It's sonically, for me, I mean, I get it. Obviously, it's more of a concept record. It's not a record that I went back to a bunch to listen to.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Nah. Lyrically, yes, but musically, it was very chaotic for me.
Yeah, the world is ending.
The end of the world, my nigga.
Yeah,
what the fuck you wanted to?
I only wanted to end. I only wanted to end one time.
He wanted strings for the end of the world.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those records that is not gonna have replay value, but I don't think that was the aim for it.
Wow, I disagree wholeheartedly. I played this. I couldn't tell you how many times I played this. Like I used to play this song and then run it back. I mean, I love part 2 way more than I love part 1, and I do fuck with part 1. But like this was like, I mean, and also because it's also short and compact. Like they both kill it. Dre again talking about why the world is ending, and then Big Boy's like. Same shit. I'm a family man. They want us to. Remember they was trying to give cash for guns. Remember that was the thing.
Yeah.
He's like, hell no, I'm keeping mine. I gotta protect my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they kept it going. Like, my only criticism of this song is that it's a little short. Like it's because it feels a little interlude-ish, but it should have been longer. Like this production. Now this I could listen. Like you take the vocals off, I still fucking with this beat. This shit is crazy. And listen to those elements, man. The production is crazy. You're bugging.
Heard you. What'd you give it? Give it an 8.
Gave it a 9.
Give it a 9?
Yeah.
What y'all think?
That's fair.
8? Couple
9 is
nines.
real.
Couple 8, 8.5. It's in that. I think it's in that world. We'll get to the beautiful shit, you know, but that's more.
Hold on, be strong.
That's more of my. That's more of my bag. Where we at? Hey, we didn't get
whoa, it's my show.
Word.
He's not giving. He was confident too. You know, let me tell you right now.
Give it
I gave it an 8. You hate this song?
Masada, who opens the record up. Love her tone. Love how she set it off.
She sound like a young Foxy. The way she's right. She sound like Foxy on like the Who Shot Your remix.
She's from
I Shot Your remix.
She's from Jersey. She's from up north.
Absolutely.
I don't know much about her
at all.
I thought that I was hip hop savant.
You are.
But yeah, I don't know much about her. I don't know many other records that she was on. But I thought she was dope on this.
I thought she was dope on this.
But I think in the grand scheme of it all, and I don't want to spend too much time on this. We got a lot more songs to get to. Not one of my favorites on the album.
Not one of my favorites.
I do not love that chorus at all.
I do not like this hook.
Not even not love it.
Still,
I don't like the chorus.
I don't like the hook. I don't like. And the thing is, I do fuck with this song, right? Because Witch Doctor's verse is funny to me. No, so Dre. Now, normally it's well known, right? Like guys get criticized for being predatorial when it comes to this opposite sex, etc. Right? You know what I'm saying? But rarely is it discussed about women, lesbian women, doing the same thing to heterosexual women. I never heard that before. Especially this is 25 years ago.
Right.
I had never heard this on a rap record before. But later on, having conversations with Dre, I don't know if y'all, and I'm not being messy. This ain't gossip.
You kind of are though.
This is no, I'm not. This is because this is gift from the horse's grill. Okay.
But look, let's do this.
Issue is a tough word.
Let's.
You had a situation.
I'm going to explain if you let me. Though.
Situation would sound better than issue.
You said what?
Situation.
That's not even a synonym. What do you mean?
Situation. Like Usher situation?
No, I'm saying he has an issue with. Anyway, all right. So
Why you can't just give us your rating and we go to the next song?
I'm trying to inform the audience. Y'all don't want to hear the story? Y'all want to hear it? Y'all want to hear it? Okay, thank you. Okay.
No,
anyway,
because y'all don't have to sit next to him on YouTube when this shit starts circulating. And motherfuckers start talking about
and our views go up.
And this is my man, so I
got
gotta
views
say,
go up. And then
our views go up.
And they want us to get milk mustaches and
not-
shit. He gonna be okay.
Y'all are like Outkast.
This is not by any means necessary views, motherfucker. We want respectable, honorable views.
So I'm giving you guys context to his verse, right? Dre calls himself a serial monogamist. When he has a girlfriend, he has a girlfriend. When he's out of a relationship, he has a ball, right? His girlfriend at the time was Keisha from Total. Whew.
Man, it wasn't. That was a different album.
No, I'm saying this. I'm not saying at the time. I'm saying he had a relationship with Keisha from Total. But prior to this song, he had a relationship with Keisha from Total. And the reason why they weren't together anymore because a certain rapper took Keisha from him.
A lady rapper?
A lady rapper. Oh, right now. Right now. Exactly.
Lady.
Okay. No, first of all, I'm not speculating here. I'm telling you what. Ain't no speculation here. All right. I'm A1 with mine. Okay. So now y'all, because y'all rushing my story, y'all go figure out who the rapper was. Next song.
Don't tell us.
So anyway, Dre got his heart broken.
That shit worked.
How beautiful is this song, though? Really, right?
No, it's incredible.
So Spodio Dopalicious is an absolute bona fide. It's not even classic. I feel like it's iconic music. I mean, we already knew those dudes, right? Rosa Parks and right how courageous that was, and taking that country beat and being super lyrical with it.
Hold on. Sorry. We gotta stop saying country. We're from the South. We're Southern.
That's a big.
No. It's KP. I said the beat was country. I didn't say they were.
It was Southern.
The beat is a country beat.
It was Southern.
The beat
It was Southern.
All right. I'm sorry.
Anytime you say the word country in Atlanta,
I know. He's like,
they don't play that shit.
All right. Exactly.
We Southern, nigga. I was talking about Shania Twain. Why you? Calm down. All right, go ahead. Come on, we gotta.
I'm trying. All right. I'll go back to that word courageous, right? How in the world do you decide to make this song? It's not a rap song. It's a spoken word song. But let's start here. How the fuck do you come up with a hook using a Florida Evans phrase? Like, what? Like, I don't understand what shit you smoke or what the conversation is to be like, you know what? We're gonna just use when James Evans died, Florida Evans was in her kitchen screaming to the heavens, and we're gonna take that and make this the hook for this beautiful song. That's crazy to me. The fact that it works it still blows my mind.
I mean, musically, this record is beyond, right?
Beyond, yes.
And for it
Great
to
word.
be on this quote unquote rap album, and for it to be, I love the courageous word. I told you that from the onset. To take this chance and make this record, this long record, right, and put it on this album when you know that all eyes and ears are on you to see what you're gonna do, and you say, "Fuck it, we gonna make the beautifulest shit,
most beautifulest shit in the world."
I mean, we gonna make you some incredible, timeless.
We're not
art.
even gonna rap. We're gonna give you spoken word.
I think Big Boy calls his smoking word. But
Smoking word. That's even better.
But when you talk about timeless, right? Like this record is still being interpolated in compositions to this day and used in, just something that will never ever go away. And I love it.
Who got the Charles Dickens line?
Everybody.
Go.
Nah, I don't think everybody got the Charles Dickens line. I don't
Go-
ever be thinking. I don't
Go
care.
through it. Go through it. Let's-
Expound.
No, I mean, he said, you know, the plot Dickens, it gives me the Dickens reminiscent of Charles. That's Charles Dickens, right?
Which is Charles Disco also here.
Right, which Charles was the name of the disco, right? Exactly, where the young folks go and get their little first taste of afterlife. You know what I'm saying? At the little nightlife. Like, you know
For
what I mean?
sure,
Like,
for sure.
like, I mean, and again, that's what I was saying, like that visual, like, you know, Dre gives such a visual depiction of like, you know, being intoxicated. You know, I mean, he loves how he does like the stutter step, right? Like, you know, I ain't never been there before. Oh, maybe once, but I was so intoxicated off the OE, right? Just gives you that whole visual about what's going on, the shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like being what was it here, right? The pow, pow, right? But then like, you know, what he said, lukewarm lullabies, right? And hearing her in her one ear and then set it off,
Right.
set it off. You know what I'm saying? Like hearing that's crazy to put
Nah,
all that in a spoken word piece, and then Drake,
It's
Big-
poetic. Right?
it's beyond poetic, right? And then Big Boy comes and gives you this beautiful, beautiful stanza about like his meeting his wife actually now, right? Like I mean, and describe her the scent of her neck to be like a plate of yams with extra syrup. Like, oh man, I'm
I
like,
mean,
who's walking away from that?
Certain things just don't get much better.
Man, fuck your shit. Now.
So Erykah Badu was supposed to be on this record?
14.
70. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
se-
about a 70.
68-ish. Yeah, okay. Carry the one.
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
All right,
Yeah.
we all in agreement. I like this.
unison with that.
We can move on.
Next
what,
joint.
What we got?
Yeah, it was me all
La
over y'all
Familia.
land.
Swats.
Uh-huh.
Marley.
Good
That's
motherfucking mob
y'all
at
scared.
KP was scared to stop the record.
If you scared.
You scared.
That's how you can tell a real Atlanta motherfucker. You get in that zone, get in that pocket. Y'all scared? Another posse cut.
Goody Mob.
I love Gip on this record.
I
love Gip on this record.
love you
like
for saying you love Gip on this
I
record,
love
man.
you for loving me for saying
You
I
know
love
what I'm
Gip.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Gip, I don't know. Now,
Yeah.
Gip
I
was
tried to
definitely
play the
smoking.
verse.
You said what?
I tried to play the verse.
No, we're not. We're gonna play this after party, man. After party. We're gonna do all that. I don't know what Gip was smoking on this record, but like that motherfucker was reading big books and smoking big weed, but like he was dropping this shit.
Nah, he smoked the record.
He
That's what he
smoked
smoked.
this shit, right? Like the delivery, talking that other shit. I mean, what he was talking about, like escaping the hills to avoid the floods, like next level shit.
Again, you know, I'm a sucker for you talking some shit. The way it sounds, you know, like his tone, everything, like
Everything.
it all just,
Everything's
you
beautiful,
know,
yeah.
everything just came together. It was a perfect culmination of all the things that I love.
And,
Would
you know, Goody Mob also, you know, like this is around the time where, you know, still standing. They were very much into those what do you call them? Conspiracy theory. Thank you very much, smart motherfuckers. Read. I love an audience that reads conspiracy theory books. You know, at the time, like, you know, Behold the Pale Horse, et cetera, et cetera.
For sure.
So like they were big on that. So like his verses are like, I still would love to interview him about his verse. Like he was dropping some super deep cryptic shit, a lot of codes in there. But at the same time, as deep as it was, it sounds
great.
Great.
It sounds great.
Y'all scared? I gave an 8.
I gave it an 8 as well.
Okay.
All right.
Fair.
As we proceed.
Are y'all cool with that? Yo, let me tell you how much of a rap nerd I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a set of Bombs Over Baghdad, and I fucking run in, and then Big Boy introduces me to Nate. And he's so shocked that I'm tripping.
You like, you out?
I'm like, it's you, like, he's, and I'm like, yeah, he's like, me? I'm like, yeah, like, I know your whole shit by heart, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. Like, cool ass dude.
Like you're in a classic album. I don't know if a few people heard it.
Yeah.
Few million.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, few million people heard it. Like,
Million people heard it.
So I mean, but I mean, I love that they, you know, they gave him his shine and all this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Nate, rest in peace to him. But cool ass dude. You know, Big Boy swears by him. I don't know him personally, but you know, I love that they gave him a shot on this joint.
no doubt.
And from the joint.
And from what?
That wasn't an effect.
Right, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
of course,
right.
yes.
He was-
He did spit that. He spit that from jail.
For real.
Before Shine. Yeah.
All right, what we up to? Liberation? I see the fingers snapping. I see the hands in the
No, I can't hear this song without hearing CeeLo's part. That's the guy.
We never wanted to end. But we got 2 records left, so let's get through it. We can close out the night and continue to party at the afties and have us a great time.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Can we play this song again when we finish? We can, okay,
That's how we'll
Yeah, we can walk out.
You just
That
gave
could
it
be-
away.
that could be a walkout.
That's great walkout music.
Talk to me.
This song is one of the best songs ever made in the history of music.
And the history of going into the studio.
History of music, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just making sure.
Beginning of
Just making sure.
humans learning
Right.
rhythm, like this is
Since
a great-
people started putting sounds on.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Recording
yeah,
audio.
absolutely.
Yeah, this is one of the best.
This is one of the best
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
First of all, on paper, let's start there.
On paper.
Okay. So we got in 1998 the greatest rap group, southern rap group, right, in the world.
Right.
Okay.
Period, bro.
Purred, and
Who sold more? Who did more?
then
who
you
changed
got,
more?
then you got goddamn CeeLo,
Goddamn CeeLo.
who's the MVP of Get Up, Get Out,
Come on.
right? Who blacks on this fucking? He makes this a fucking gospel record.
Right.
Anyway, I'm not gonna do it. Then you got goddamn the rookie of the year, the Neo Soul, Erykah Badu, on this joint, right? Then we don't stop there. Motherfucking Big Rube. Can we talk about Big Rube?
I mean,
Jesus.
listen, man.
Can we talk about what Big Rube did on this? I mean, did y'all hear what he said on this? It was so necessary.
This shit is just.
And I just I'm gonna let you talk, bro. I'm gonna let you finish Taylor Swift. But hold up, I love the way this starts because it's a warm up. Like Big Boy's singing the first part,
Right.
Full on singing, right? You guys back up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's produced well. Excuse me. Oh, I thought he said Big Boy was on heroin. I was like, I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that.
The group that was singing background was
Gotcha,
Heroin.
okay.
It was Joy, Kyle Peach, rest in peace.
It was like, what inspired Big Boy to sing that?
All of my heroes did dope. Heroin was the group singing in the background while Big Boy was singing. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay, words matter. So that he sounds beautiful on that, right? But he's warming it up, right? And then CeeLo comes and just puts on the goddamn pastor cape.
Yeah.
Gets on the pulpit.
The velvet one. The velvety one. Yeah.
But he's got like slave whip lashes on his back while he's singing at the pain. It's crazy.
Some Negro spiritual shit.
It's super Negro spiritual, right? And of course, Erykah does what she does, right? And then Rube comes in at the end and just gives us fucking game. Like, it's storytelling, but the wordplay is just phenomenal.
It's phenomenal, bro.
The song was already 11, and then Rube comes on, it goes to a 12, 14. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man.
Just the first of all, going to the studio to create that is one thing, and then putting it out for the world, right? And not having any fear about how it's going to be received just because.
But this is production. They executive produced the
you
song.
made some incredible shit, and it's not to be held next to anything else because this is unlike anything else. This is the mark of a great, timeless, classic. Right. This is why Outkast can announce a tour tomorrow and sell out.
Right.
Shit like this.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? This is just. It's a difference. It's a difference between good and great.
But also, I don't think we can't miss the fact that.
Yo, they're about to clap for me. Why you do that? Clap for me.
Clap for Torae, please.
Move, man.
But again, these are still very young artists. Their first album, they were like teenagers when they made that first album, right? They're in their damn near their mid-20s, right? And so to decide to I know we're known as rappers, but we're gonna get in the lab and bring all these amazing musicians. Even Sportioti, right? The trumpet player deserves a Grammy and a 17 about a 1738.
That was Horns Unlimited.
Horns Unlimited. Horns Unlimited. Yes, they were. Yes, you played on that? You played what? You played drum?
Wow.
Trumpet.
Wow.
You play trumpet on Spody?
Yeah. DJ Swift, ladies and
God
gentlemen,
damn it.
on the trumpet.
Wow.
Well, I said you deserve about 738. Well, look, you already got. Yeah,
Wow.
you almost there. Okay, you got.
Wow.
One time for Swift.
Wow.
I'm gonna hug you when we get up the stage. I hope it's not uncomfortable.
You know what's crazy? Because I already shook his hand, but now I can't touch nothing else.
I gave him dapper. I'm gonna hug you, and I hope it's not uncomfortable, sir.
just put this hand away.
Okay.
I can't use my right hand for the rest of it.
But that's Wow.
Wow.
We're going to elbow. We're going to just that.
Crazy.
Anyway.
That's crazy.
I lost my fucking train of thought now.
As you should.
He just dropped.
As you should now. I mean, we just talking about.
I'm saying like to be this young and they're taking over control of their own production, but like not only making their own beats, right? Where they made AQUEMINI, the beat to AQUEMINI, but then going to studio with these beautiful, these great musicians and orchestrate this at before you're 30 years old.
It's crazy.
Come on, man.
So some of the most incredible records were made in the artist's really younger years or really older years.
Right.
It's so odd to think about that. Also, man, just the live production wasn't a thing in hip hop at that point, really.
Right. This is before the Unplugged.
Right. We had the Roots.
Yeah, the Roots, but nobody knew the Roots yet, except you and you and me.
Exactly. Except a few people in Philly. You know what I mean? Like the Roots were not only were they not widely known, but it still took them a long time to even be accepted. Right. So this was a different brand of hip hop. It felt more sophisticated. It felt like I had to sit up in my seat. It felt like
my mama liked this song.
Yeah, it felt like I had to pull my pants up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like just a little grown man sag. But again, man, it's just a testament to just being forward thinking enough to Southern, right? But also just knowing that this is something that the world needs, and whether they know it or not, we're gonna give it to y'all. The South got something to say. They ended the album with that, but this shit is all up and throughout this album for sure.
Right.
What we giving? Wait, we gotta get a rating.
Oh, we clear on what this song is, right? Everybody clear in unison?
You know what it is? When we all in it together, I like to hear it. I like to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Give me with the ATL accent. What is it?
It's a 10.
10, shout it.
All right, let's get to it.
Lil.
Got some intel, right?
Okay.
This was supposed to be the intro to the album.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you learn that information from?
This guy.
I should have took that seat.
This guy.
Really? Okay. KP, expound.
This was like one of the first arguments that me and the group had, True Blue. Yeah. So I was like, how do you not start with Return of the G, where it answers all the questions off top?
Facts.
Right, for sure. You made the right choice.
So you like my analysis?
We made the right choice. It's a Dungeon family.
You made the right argument.
But you know what? And I'm glad piggybacking off what he said. I thought it's actually perfection that this was the last record on the album, because this was the album that catapulted them, because they're rap stars right now. Platinum and half. This album goes double platinum. They're rap stars. After this album, they're no longer rap stars. They're rock stars after this. It's Grammys, it's Diamond. You know what I'm saying? Dre's doing more, bandanas and shirtless photos. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all rock stars after this. So I thought this was actually a perfect final song on this album.
So, Miseducation and Lauryn Hill, which is a phenomenal episode. We did the live. You should check that episode out.
Check it out on Hard to Earn. You should be subscribed to our YouTube page.
These records both dropped same year. They go on that tour, right? And that's really what changed the game for them.
Completely changed the game.
Wow.
Ooh.
Then it crazy. But I remember that time, and Lauren's fans, obviously they coming off a 10 million seller, Fugees. Lauren comes with this solo record that's incredible, so they selling out all types of shows. Absolutely. And to have Outkast get in front of that base with what they got, it took them to a whole other place. And they continue to go crazy.
This is where management is important, where you have someone who can argue with you, but also stand on their opinion. Where they normally were getting $20,000 a night, and Lauren wanted to pay them $5,000 a night, but he understood that being in front of this audience was going to be worth more than that $15,000.
Exactly. Don't always chase the money. Understand your value. Everything ain't always a dollar bill. There's value in other things, man. Seriously.
I wanted to just point that out because I thought that was a very important part of the story, especially just coming off of you saying how they catapulted and became really rock stars.
Rock stars after the game.
Yeah.
It's a rap rock song.
And I love the start and end of this album. So to hear you say that, that's one of the things I always loved about this record. It starts great, it ends great.
KP has a tendency to make things better.
He makes sense sometimes.
Y'all know he A&R the All Right song for Kendrick Lamar?
I edit well. I understand my
y'all know
artists.
A&R All Right for Kendrick Lamar? That's a pretty cool song, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good song, right? Right? Or what? You just flashing your ring in front of everybody. I'm just saying, like.
I mean, it's a dope joint. I don't even have notes on it. I just checked my phone.
It's just that good.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I thought it was a great way to end the album. The Outkast is bigger than rap to me.
For sure. 100%.
So the rock influence is not surprising or jarring. It doesn't take me out of my zone because they've already roller coasted me through this whole shit.
It puts me in a zone.
Right? So for me, I just thought like sonically, I was like, wow, this is a great way to close out this body of work.
And then using the skit too about them not getting the
and using the closing out on the Source Awards
which Big Boy referenced in Rosa Parks about his other half of Mike.
Right, other half of Mike. All of it, man. I thought it was a perfect bow, a perfect ribbon to put on this gift that they gave us to close out.
I still love how like Big Boy got up on the podium to accept the Grammy and he was like super cool and then Dre was like, yeah, fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like this was something that this was an album that showed me the heights, the breadth and the width of the heights, breadth and width of this culture, this music. Dre and Big Boy, again, I'll say it for the last time, their courageousness, not just creating Southern music, not just creating Atlanta music, like this, it was beyond. It wasn't even just rap. They transcended, transcended every boundary that you thought they would have. They transcended it from appearance to flows to
the videos
beats,
are
to
art.
music.
The cover art is art.
Cover art is art, absolutely.
The compositions are art.
Absolutely.
Shout out DL Warfield.
Yeah, man, this shit is
absolutely.
All of it. It's beautiful.
I mean, New Face showed us. Actually, he had the. I got the CD at home as well, but like he showed us the cover of it when he was here earlier.
And, young pictures as well. I wanted to say
you too, by the way. He got PA. He got
PA. I wanted to say that, not to be the angry old guy, but it's albums like this.
Don't fuck up the after party, Torae.
It's albums like this that make me side eye a lot of the new shit. Cause do you even care? Like, how you put some shit out, how you listen to this and then put some shit out and think it's comparable? Like,
and I'm agree with you, but I'm also gonna give the artists of today a little grace because, bro,
everybody gets grace.
Right, it's not.
So we were talking about a historic album and the classic album. This is a classic night, a historic night. Clap for yourselves for coming out to this motherfucker and celebrating greatness with us.
I love all y'all.
No doubt. With the way we gotta do this Acapulco. Shout out to Remy Martin, of course. You know, you see the sweat dripping, the little beads of sweat right there. Culture Misfits, thank you. Shout out to Stankonia, Harold's Chicken and Ice Bear. Shout out to Small Cakes, Alpharetta, Reserve 116, Sanctuary Studios, LED ATL, and thank Bonsu for being my partner, being on this journey with me. Thank me, nigga.
I'm gonna hug you too after we go up the stage. Hope it's not uncomfortable.
Don't touch me.
Hope it's not uncomfortable.
Don't touch me.
Is your ice gonna freeze me?
Don't touch me.
Between your chain and KP's ring, we have security for the night? Shit.
All right, man, we gonna close out. Meet us over at the after party. We at Rebel. It's hard to earn. Thank y'all ass for showing up.
We still got an hour here. Have fun.
If you want respect, you gotta earn it. You damn right.